Hello and welcome to today's No FOMO Chart Stocks and Crypto TA live stream. Today is Sunday, October 2nd. It's just, I started the stream a little bit before midnight here, Eastern Standard Time. And we're going to try a little shorter stream today, just focusing on the essential big market movers. So, first off, I want to say welcome to the stream. Thank you for watching, following, and joining. I am streaming live here on TradingView, YouTube, Twitch, and we have Discord as well. This week, just a quick little bit of news and announcements. We have mainly in the USA stock market, we mainly have job data, so job openings, employment change, unemployment, average hourly earnings. And we also have the OPEC meeting, which relates to oil and gas industry. As well, we continue to have volatility that stems from inflation problems globally, interest rate changes, especially last week, with the European interest rate bank increases following the USA bank increases of interest rate. As well, the Russia-Ukraine war continues, and the annexation escalation is continuing. See how that gets resolved, hopefully peacefully. And then we also have China, Taiwan. We also have COVID coming up in the winter, and government officials are monitoring that as well. But even me as a stock trader, I'm thinking and looking at it. And the housing market supply and demand has changed because interest rate changes, and we also have Bitcoin cryptocurrency volatility that is continuing. This week, there's a few notable companies for earnings. It's Conagra, Constellation Brands, Levi, McCormick, and Tilray, just to name a few. So we'll be taking a look at some of those. Okay, let's go ahead and start now. Looking at the S&P 500 ETF itself. Okay, so what we want to know just very, very quickly is that we're in a downtrend. It's very obvious we're in a weekly investment downtrend, and we're also in a daily downtrend. So what I want to caution people is we lost the support of 364 or 3600 if you're on the SPX. But on SPY, we lost this 3600 support level right here in this gray line in the blue on Friday. So what I'm expecting is we could get more. Three scenarios could play out. The bear market could crash. We could keep gapping down. That hasn't really happened since the pandemic, right? So if that happens in terms of this type of gapping down, that would be very bad for the entire stock market, right? So that's what it's kind of like here is where we lost the support way back here of 307 on the SPY a long time ago, like when the pandemic started in 2020. Then we had a lot of fear selling. So that could be one of the worst case scenarios that could happen with the stock market today, is that we lose this support of $360, and we just gap down, fear sell until we hit some kind of bottom and the government has to step in and stop it again. So that could be the super bearish scenario. Realistically, hopefully, we'll have a temporary bottom. This could be the neutral to bullish scenario where we could sell off a little bit more. Because on the weekly on the ETF, we just lost the 200 EMA, right? So there's another hidden EMA down here, but just something to watch out for is, we could, like June, we could gap down maybe one or two more times, and hopefully we get a rally attempted to earnings, which is about 1 month from now. So that's just something to watch out for. Now on the daily, it's in this general oversold area, still downtrending. The 4 hours still downtrending, but there could be a bullish bounce that occurs this month in October. It's a new quarter, and we have quarterly earnings several weeks from now. So just kind of watching out for that in terms of the swing trading investing timeframes. Okay, next. Look at the Qs, look at QQQ. So QQQ, it's kind of similar. It's still downtrending on the daily chart. The weekly chart for investment, again, just like S&P 500, we lost the support of 270 and 273 in one day. What I do want to point out here is it's still downtrending, so we could get some serious sell-off. We got a downgrade on Apple. We got some bearish momentum off of the heels of European banks increasing interest rates, as well as the USA. But one thing I do want to point out is, even though everybody knows we could keep going down, we're downtrending. And there's a large head and shoulders pattern here as well, is if this turns out to be an upside down head and shoulders and we get a little bit of stopping in this falling, we could actually get that bounce. We need to have really good earnings or news catalyst for that to happen, but the daily is approaching. It's not completely sold off yet with the RSI, but it's down here in terms of low RSI. And the 4 hour still downtrending. We just lost that support, but I'm really looking for, if we're going to get this kind of middle of June 2022 reversal pattern here. It's sort of looking like that, right? We just bounced up into the EMA, rejected down the second time. We bounced up back then like that too, except it's not extremely oversold on the RSI. That's what I'm watching out for. So we could get more selling until it gets super oversold, and maybe we'll get a little turnaround bounce into earnings replay possible. So just be prepared for either a bearish scenario continuation or a bullish rally over time, bounce over time on good earnings and catalysts. Let's go to Dow Jones. DIA, similar, but a little bit worse, to be honest. Why? We got severe rejection below 297 right here, 297. Okay, 297. The weekly, just like I was forecasting back in July and August, is watch out for this weekly shooting star, and that was the top of that lower high, and we crashed down all the way from that. Okay, we're down negative 15%. We're definitely in a bear market from close to close. Almost in a bear market, almost negative 20% from the 2022 high. Okay, so just something to watch out for. We're not extremely oversold. There's no, support here. We're entering into a new bearish leg down. The only silver lining is the low RSI on the daily, which means 4 hour is also oversold. This is all a downtrend, by the way. So it's just a matter of time before we temporarily bottom out for the swing trade, is what I'm waiting for, and we'll get a bounce. It could be a small bounce, like 1, 2, 3%. Or we could get the large turnaround like June, but we need to see a little bit of a support consolidation and then good earnings or good news to even get a chance back up to 300 or 310 or 311. So that's what I'm watching for here. Okay, moving on. Let's take a look at XLE, the energy sector. Why? Because we have that OPEC meeting. We have that OPEC meeting on Wednesdays all day. That will probably trigger some volatility in US oil ETF and UNG natural gas ETF as well, probably, at least the US oil and the oil futures. So let's start off with the weekly here. Is we set this lower high on XLE just below $84, right? There was an uptrend for about 2 years from the pandemic. We could draw multiple lines here. And the fact that we were below the support line, the second one on the bottom, is notable, right? We're in this channel right now. So there's a little bit of a battle, probably going to be resolved by the OPEC meeting in terms of short term. So kind of an ugly pattern. We had a sell-off into a reversal pattern, support play, bounce, and then downtrend. Low, high, low, lower, high, lower, low, lower, high. So we might not penetrate back up into this. This could be, in a bearish sense, the turnaround reversal rejection, and we could sell off even more depending on what happens on Wednesday. So something to watch out for if somebody is taking a look at oil and whatnot. It's kind of turning into this large symmetrical triangle here. So the bullish target would be 77.23. The bearish target would be $68, $65 support down here. So even if I draw the Fibonacci from let's say let's say 2022 till now, basically, or the end of December last year, right? It's just hovering just between this 50% Fibonacci retracement. So the 382, $76, and then $78 is the resistance on top. So just kind of watch out for that. Let's go to US oil. US oil. Okay, so US oil, like I said, there was a large weekly head and shoulders here in the price pattern, which is bearish, and then it lost the support of $70 or $71 exactly. Excuse me. Except that the measured move was supposed to be something like 25 to 30%. That might take a long time to get there, but that would be something like $52, the first target, and then the second target 50. Excuse me, so $53.50. So let me just reiterate that the bearish targets of the weekly head and shoulders for US oil down here would be $53 and $50, to correct my earlier statement. So we do have a daily death cross, and that's why it's getting kind of bad in terms of the selling off. Just kind of all assets selling off right now, just hitting that 100 EMA. The weekly's not oversold. The daily's not oversold, still in a downtrend. The 4 hours still in a downtrend, as well as the 1 hour. Nothing at the time of this video is extremely oversold. So if a bullish bounce is a little bit less likely to happen unless there's some kind of catalyst, right? I want to see some support levels being held. It's kind of hard to see, but at least where the dotted line is, right here, when I'm flashing the dotted line, you can see the support levels holding before it bounces. So right now we don't have that yet. Unless it's going to be a higher low that is set on oil, right? And then uptrend, maybe. But every higher low that's happened in the past month of September has crashed. So just watch out for that. UNG, just moving a little bit faster here. Do a shorter stream today. UNG, natural gas. Okay, the weekly. Same thing. We hit this general level of support down here. We hit the blue target, gap down into it. And that's our support level that we're going to try to fight against right now, this $20, $21, $22, $23 range. So something I'm just keeping an eye out on. It's not extreme oversold on weekly, but the daily, you might see an intraday bounce, right? Like a repeat of July. What happened? We downtrended right into the support, hesitated for 2 days, and then rallied back up on momentum. So it could happen again, possibly. Might need to get a little bit more sold off. But it is right now at the time of this video consolidating in a little symmetrical triangle. So we could try to see about plus or minus 8%. So that takes us down to 2150 or about 2550 in the two ways of which way the price is going to go. So I'm really watching for the symmetrical triangle. It's just remember that it's downtrending though. So it's not like it might not reverse completely. And the old head and shoulders target, which crashed us in the first place, was about 25%, approximately. So 25% is still way down here at $20, right? So this thing might not be over yet. You want to watch out for that. Swing traders, though, right? I'm watching for the next kind of either oversold or like a trend change or something like that. But it might take some time. Like this one. Back here in June, it took about 2 weeks, and then the rally took about 3 weeks. So it takes about 1 to 2 months, basically, for a move like this to play out, but decent volatility if we could catch another bullish bounce or not. Bears might have fun with this one in terms of if we lose the support, we're going to see it crash down even more. Okay, let's take a quick look at just two ETF, XLK and XLF. I'm looking at the technology ETF right now, just to get a quick overview. So 2022 XLK Technology ETF, USA ETF is still in a downtrend. And you can see this is mimicking the QQQ, very similar in terms of the holdings and the market cap of the companies inside it. But hitting that lower low, we lost the support, 124 and 122, lost that support, testing the 200 EMA. The daily chart is in the oversold territory, still downtrending. 4 hour is hitting that oversold, not quite super oversold like it was back here in September. in the low 20s. It's RSI 30, barely. So it's not quite there yet. I'm not seeing a turnaround at all yet. It's forming. It's forming. And Asia and Europe has to react to whatever news and catalyst is going on in their own respective countries. And so we might get a short bounce. It's possible, like a 1 to 2%. But in terms of a trend change, it's going to take some time. Could take 1 month, and it could be earnings based. But it is building, however, right? This momentum here on the daily is building. The 4-hour, it's starting to build. You want to see a bigger one. 1 hour starting to build as well. It might not be ready to go just yet. But the next level of support on the way down could be something like 116. There's a gap here at 113. If it's real bad, like 110. So just kind of watch out for that. And the reversal for the resistance is 125, 127, 130 type of range. Okay, so just kind of box that in. But if we're talking about apples to apples price comparison, there is no support level yet. You know what I'm saying? On this daily chart, at least here back in June, July, there was a reversal pattern or this support level that's being held. Right now, at this point in time, it's free fall, knife falling down. That's why I'm not jumping in just yet as an investor. I'm not yet. Just something to think about. Okay, we'll look at one more, XLF, the financial sector. Okay, because these are kind of heavyweight titans, and we're going to go into earnings soon in a couple weeks. So I believe in a couple weeks. Like Apple reports earnings on, I believe it's like November or something. October 27th, excuse me. October 27th. Okay, so that's just 25 days from now, right? So other companies like, let's just say like a Citigroup or something, October 14th, that's 12 days from now. So 2 weeks from now, some of these financial companies are going to start reporting. That's going to get things going for the market in terms of volatility. So XLF, we just hovering right above the resistance, $30 right here, 30.25. So you can see if we do have bullish earnings, I mean, the bounce potential is very good right here. It could be a short squeeze. You could go like 5, 10, 15, 20% even. The last time that happened went 15%. It's there, but also the inverse is also true. If we lose it, we can try to gap fill down negative 15% as well as an investment. So really it's about the numbers, the catalyst, the news breaking, if is it good or bad, and the investor reaction to it. So we'll see here. Can we hold a support level? I would love to see bulls try to form some kind of pattern just like June, July, where we're dropping into the support zone. But if we kind of bounce around here and hesitate sideways and good earnings, that's how you can see that the bullish green exit out of this channel. That's what I'm already trying to anticipate. The opposite is true. We could consolidate and then break down even further if inflation keeps getting worse every couple months, right? So something just want to watch out for. Also, if the banks have a really bad time with their earnings, this could easily crash down further. But in terms of the price structure, I like to see is some kind of, large double bottom or some kind of rally trend change. So that's why it's a little bit, for swing trading, it's a little bit kind of yellow-orange light. Actually, it's red to orange light in terms of my, like a signal light system. It's not green light. We're not going up. It's not yellow. We're not going sideways. It's kind of red, and maybe we have a chance at a rally attempt for swing trading. Day trading is different, but swing trading, it's starting to consolidate a little bit. We'll try to see if we can hold on to that support. Okay, let's just switch over to Bitcoin right now, and then we'll end. So do some crypto, and then we'll end the stream. I'm trying out this new format of a quicker, broader, but still accurate, generally accurate technical analysis chart stream style. So total market cap right here, we're switching to cryptocurrencies now. Total market cap, TOTAL, on TradingView is the basically the entire crypto market cap combined in dollar terms, including Bitcoin. So we're still in the consolidation of the descending triangle. This is good. It's also bad. It's good in the sense that Bitcoin is not, or the whole crypto market is not flash crashing all the way down to zero or negative 25% over the past 2 weeks. It's good that in a volatile environment that we're in with with inflation and fear is that Bitcoin didn't crash down to negative 50% or something like that. The only thing I'm worried about on this particular chart is it the quiet before the storm, so to speak? Meaning it has to make a move at some point, right? Like in June, July, total crypto market cap had this nice triple bottom, and then we rallied to the next resistance up 1.16 trillion. So the same thing applies here. Can we hold the 856 billion? At least 800 billion, at least 750 billion, these three levels down here in the support. Let me get some accurate numbers. Can we hold it and then rally and tighten? It's tightening to equilibrium right now. Okay, well, can it rally and keep tightening? It would be bullish if we break out, retest, and then get another trend change. But that might happen if tech earnings and financial earnings are good, if we have everything asset in the world uptrending. That would be very nice. Or it can bounce and then we can fail if earnings are bad, news is bad, inflation keeps rising, we have some problems, right? So something to just think about in terms of that price action, the two scenarios, bullish versus bearish, just something to keep an eye on. We want to hold the support. I keep telling people that I know in my Discord, we're either going to hold the support or we're going to break down below it, or we're going to hold it and rally. So that's literally all I need to look at right now is the price and some news. Okay, let's go to Bitcoin, BTC USD. I'll just use Coinbase as a popular chart. So very similar. We did not crash down below 18,000. That is good for now, at least. All right, so I'm going to draw this little yellow box here as the support range of 18.3 to like 17.5. So like 18.5 to 17.5,000, right? On a weekly chart, it could become a double bottom, just like the financial sector. That's why I'm not giving up hope yet is, okay, if enough momentum builds on this thing, it can actually pop up. We could have a nice double bottom scenario, or we could have a descending triangle breakout scenario, either one in a bullish environment. And it's, at least crypto is a little bit more primed to do that, right? As long as we hold above 18,000, we don't crash significantly below that. We hold the 18,000, right? All these nice targets, 21,000, 23, 26, and 30,000 is here for the bulls to try to rally up to. We might have a little bit of a short squeeze in the next 3 months. Christmas rally, maybe, right? As long as prices hold in December up until for the next 3 months, we don't crash out of here. So in terms of swing trading, okay, yes, it's still in the descending triangle as we are analyzing this. And 30% volatility. That's nice. Bitcoin 30% up would be 25,000. 30% crash would be 13,000. So those are the two big targets right now for investment. Very volatile, emotional, fearful time. And it's going to be up to, the investor to determine, individual investor to make their own decision about when to enter the market. But in terms of oversold conditions, it is not oversold on 4-hour or daily. Just something to think about on Bitcoin, okay? So just as long as the support holds, I want to see the price actually go up. That would be nice. For bulls, okay, we'll do some Ethereum USD. This is a different exchange, but Ethereum USD. First thing is, what's my trend? All right, still downtrending. Low, high, low. We set the lower high. Now it's confusion in terms of, all right, right here is 1244 and 1,000, 1,200 and 1,000. Can we make a higher low and actually get out of here in bull rally? That's what I'm watching. We have lots of resistance trend line above. So it's not really going to take place until we bounce out of the descending wedge and rise up in uptrend, or we're going to retest 1,000. It looks like it down here, $1,009 or $900. So it's not extremely oversold. There is momentum on this weekly, but at the same time, there's quite a large gap here. Any short can come crush this if there's enough selling power. It's not extremely oversold here down on the bottom, like 10 or 20 or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So 4 hours, it's just hovering. So I would be very, very careful to watch the 1250 range and make sure this thing actually holds that support. It is downtrending, so you can get another leg down very easily on Ethereum. So the The measured move of this little rectangle is plus or minus 10%. So 12% to the upside be 1463, 10% down be 1150. So watch out for that. It's got to break at some point. So this is a clear support resistance play. Next, Binance coin, BNB USDT. All right, I have some alerts here, and I'm going to erase that. They actually did help to make some trades. This one right here, 2022 support lows. I mean, that's a big one, $200. We could leave that one for now. I might make another one here at 330, just to alert myself. That was a July, August high. So BNB, August. August high resistance breakout, right there. So it's kind of in between these two large channels right now. So if we Fibonacci all the way, is it still downtrending? It is, but some of these cryptos, they're trying to maintain their higher lows to try and trend change. There is something here in terms of maybe it's still downtrending, obviously, still downtrending. But if we can hold above, let's say the 234 range, maybe somewhere right here, 236, 235, we might have a shot at a potential rally. Also, is this a upside down head and shoulders, which would be bullish? So it's not really going to go buck wild to the moon until we break past 330. That's why I put that alert there. So in terms of what's the potential, if it goes up a lot out of here, the measure move is BNB to $500 if it happens, but it must break. There's also a double bottom here from September, so it must break above 330 and hold. It could break, retest to 50%, and then rally to hit the 236. That would prove us to be in an uptrend. So I would watch out for that as a bull. There's a little bit of momentum on this daily. The weekly, it needs to hold its higher low. And sometimes there's not always 100% correlation between crypto and stocks. So sometimes the correlation decouples and crypto rallies or falls on its own. That's not quite oversold, but I think at this point it would be more pertinent to watch for trend and resistance breaks as such. Okay, let's move on here and we'll end in a couple minutes. I don't see any requests, so let's just move on here. Let's look at something a little smaller like a DOGE and a SHIB. SHIB, Shiba Inu. And then we'll call it for the stream today. So in terms of the weekly Dogecoin, weekly, it's still in a downtrend. Very obvious, right? If somebody asks me what direction is the white price going in, it is going down. It is literally going down, okay? The only silver lining, like I said, is did we find liquidity support above 5 cents? Is 5 cents our support level, basically, right here in this horizontal blue lines? Because if it is, it'll consolidate sideways and we might have a chance at an uptrend reversal bounce here, right? So that would be 50% rally. That's very significant, right? This is not financial advice, but this is kind of what the setup looks like visually with the stop loss right here, where right below 5 cents. Something like this, right? If there's an investment, somebody's trying to invest a small amount of capital, this is what it visually looks like, right? So as long as we stay above 0.043 or 0.044, that's a real investment stop loss. And the bullish target would be 0.087 here on the top side as well. So just something to think about is the same psychology applies as well. Is it's literally just the support play inside of the wedge too. It's not completely oversold as well. So that's why some of these cryptos, secretly, the day traders can short this thing down and stop everybody out like this, and then bounce and rally or end something later. So just something to watch out for and to think about is where's my level of support? Where's the lowest value price that I would maybe want to buy as an investment or a swing trade? And how much capital, how much money am I willing to lose? How much money am I willing to gain? Profit target, entry, stop loss, position, sizing, trend, support, resistance. All those good fundamentals of technical analysis and trading comes into play. Okay, we have a request here. Thank you, Netflix. So I did QQQ, NASDAQ, and XLK technology sector earlier in the stream. So may also want to check that out as well. So we're not just looking at Netflix in isolation. But on the weekly chart, okay, obviously Netflix, if you've been watching it, had a tremendous crash for 1 year straight. Okay, so in terms of it went from $717, crashed, downtrend, crashed all the way to 170, and then we had this nice support double bottom play. Now the question is resistance. Okay, there's a couple stocks in the market that hasn't crashed down completely. Tesla, Netflix, just to name a few, right? So this is a little bit different than QQQ. Like we have to A/B switch between the charts. I'm looking at QQQ now. You see how red bearish this is. You look at XLK, you see how red bearish that was. And then you flip to like a Netflix and it's why is it up here, right? And then Tesla as well, same thing. It's like, wait, why is it kind of up? Why is it not down? So it just shows that it already had its very super mega bearish reaction, and then it found support and bounced. Now, the problem with the price that I see on this chart right now is there's resistance right at $250, the blue line. Okay, so I'm going to put that in there. I could actually draw a parallel channel. This might actually make more sense to people. It's looking like that now. So just like Netflix and Bitcoin is after the downtrend, can we hold the support levels that have been established? Right now, the immediate support is $215. The resistance, $262. It's stuck in between those two blue bars. So two things are going to happen, basically, two or three things. Earnings on October 18, right? So if Netflix has bad earnings, okay, we know that they tried to have an advertising tier, but I don't even know if that has launched yet. It might launch next year with help from Microsoft. So the range here is plus or minus 15%. If we have a bearish reaction, negative 15% could crash Netflix back down to $186. If it breaks out of here bullish, 290 is the target, and then most likely $300 or this resistance here, like 337, $300. Also, is this some kind of cup and handle? You know, there's a lot of patterns that could be derived, or is it a double top, bearish double top? So that's why it's just need to play these two blue lines. The fact that it's been consolidating here for 2 months inside of this box right here is very telling of the hesitation. Because if the market as a whole keeps crashing, and if Netflix loses $215, then we can see it crash down to 165 again. But the opposite's also true. If the market bottoms out like in this circle, QQQ and XLK, then we might get this rally, right? So those are the two scenarios. The third scenario is it just keeps going sideways for another month, but who knows, it might not happen. So what I would watch out for Netflix, again, in a nutshell, is just the support resistance of the blue lines, the earnings that's happening on all technology at the end of this month. We have earnings in 2 weeks, starting with financials. And then I would just watch for this price. And then any company changes as well. I should note here, all this here in the gold box is resistance, and then the gold box on the bottom is support as well. So just something to just kind of beware about. And I'll pay attention to this too. I remember I did buy some Netflix down here in June, July, just because it was low. And I'm going to see, okay, are we going to get another higher high, or is it just going to reject and fold over? We already did Ethereum, USD. I guess I'll just end with Tesla because it's kind of similar and it's in the EV stock. So we're going to end after this one. TSLA, Tesla. So Tesla is still kind of in this downtrend, okay? It's kind of consolidating, but still on the longer term weekly charts, it's in a downtrend right now. Right, low, high, low. This is just a lower high. So kind of like Netflix, it set a resistance point in this gold bar up here. The resistance is just below 316 to 302. So now there's this, we had this bullish bounce rally into a double top, and that's why we just lost the support on Tesla, which is a little bit concerning. Even Apple got downgraded last week, so that's not good, right? So I want to see this week and this month, it's a new quarter, how much more bearish reaction are we going to have in the market? So if this is a true double top and it's going to lose that support, it's actually measurable to the downside, negative 15% over time. Could take 1 or 2 months. Like even this bottoming out here, it took 77 days to form this structure before we went up. And to form this double top structure took 63 days. So it's going to take like 1 or 2 months, basically the rest of this year to figure out on Tesla, okay, are we going to hold the support here above like 250? If inflation gets better at any point in the next 3 months on the PCE, FOMC side, we might be able to get this bullish rally. But at the same time, if inflation keeps getting worse, if the market keeps crashing down, then we could see there's plenty of levels on the way down, 260, 250, 230, and ultimately 206. Okay, resistance above is 291 and $300 and $315. And now big resistance up here at 400. So that's kind of what the price is telling us right now. Okay, so just to close things out, last month, if you hadn't noticed or seen the news, that we had FOMC interest rate and inflation increases in the USA and in Europe. The stock market is downtrending right now, and crypto markets, the majors are trying to hold on and go sideways. But hopefully things will get better. But in my opinion, if you're asking one analyst's opinion, it's probably not going, like markets are probably not going to stop dropping until we see some signs of inflation going down or stopping, right? Or the Russia-Ukraine war needs to end, resolved, hopefully peacefully, or COVID needs to completely disappear, right? That would at least help the economy a little bit on the supply chain side, right? Just things like that, like one of those 3 or 4 catalysts really, or government change needs to just flip everything around in terms of like 2020 policy. But, we're focused on, a lot of government officials are focused on inflation, interest rate. Okay. The official last one, because it's actually different. It's a Forex. This is the official last one for today. All right. New Zealand dollar / Japanese yen. All right. So on the daily, let's start the weekly. Long-term investment, it actually has uptrended since the start of the pandemic, 2020, March. There is a resistance up here at 86, 87. So something to watch out for, 86, 87. Right? It did crash down, but then where? Into the support level of 80 or like 81, just below it. But let's be accurate here. The close was where? Exactly like 81.14. So I could draw, because we have so many wicks, we could draw a channel as such. That's just channeling right now. But last time it did pierce down a little bit more, like negative 2%. So there's 3 scenarios that can happen again. We can have a bullish bounce up into 83.52. It can go sideways for a few days, or it'll pierce down back to 79.63. If I connect a larger trend line, you can see it's kind of also hesitating on this trend line down here. We went from the top of the resistance trend line to the bottom of the resistance trend line. So the question now is, will it hold and will we reverse? So depending on if you're a bull or bear, yeah, this is kind of turning into a little bit more of a bullish setup. Why? Because this was the bearish setup up here when you rejected down on bad news, right? That was September 9, 10, 11, 12, right here. That's the bearish setup. You lost the support, short that thing down. Hit it here, the support level, okay, great. As long as we hold above 80 or 79 lowest, and then we get a little trend change, right? It hasn't trend changed right now. The whole markets globally look like this right now. Crash, and the only 3 possible directions. It's either going to keep going down, sideways, or up. So that's the play. If it keeps going down, bearish entry. If it goes sideways, I could wait. If it breaks up to the upside, bullish entry on a little bit of risk, right? The daily is oversold. We have a 4-hour high-low potential bounce right here. That would be nice. We almost had upside down head and shoulders. That kind of failed, but the higher lows. So NZD JPY sort of looks like Ethereum a little bit. just a little bit. So the forex and currencies, they have a little bit of a, a little bit more correlation relationship right now. Okay, so that's why it just depends on which way the price breaks, the catalyst, the news, etc. The correlations, etc. Right? So, as long as we have, like, let's just say somebody has their risk management set up, right? 2-to-1 risk management on Forex. Something like this. If they're doing a big swing trade, this is a lot of pips, for example, but, that's the general, and then it just depends on which way the price breaks. So I'd be very careful in watching the higher low right here of $81. That's the support level. And then the $80.60 or $80.60 as well, right? Is the higher low. So if we can maintain the higher low, it might break up to the upside. Again, I'm a swing trade investor, so I'm not going to look at any day trading timeframes. But for the swing trading, that's what it looks like. Okay, so hopefully everybody enjoyed the stream. I tried to go a lot faster and shorter today. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. That's going to do it for today. And I'm streaming live on TradingView, YouTube, Twitch, and I also have a Discord as well. If you want to give me a follow on any of those platforms or donate, would help the stream to keep the stream going and ideas flowing. Hope you have a nice trading week, and I will see you next weekend. Thank you, and bye-bye.